Joe and Oaks here. We're here at our showroom here in Indiana, Pennsylvania with HANKSTERS Hot Rods, and I'm going to show you our newest addition to our inventory. Now we normally do the Camaro thing. This is a little bit of a special car though. It's a 1969 Dover White Z11 Indy Pace Car Edition. This is an RS SS. It's got the big block motor in it, automatic. Again, convertible top. So again, the Dover White, the orange stripes, the orange Indy Pace Car pinstriping, and the white convertible top. So as we do with all of our cars, we've got this up on the lift for you to take a look at. We'll go through the underside. You'll see how nice this thing is under here before we set it down off the lift and then go around the outside for you. So again, here we are up on the lift, starting at the back end of the car here. You'll see that we have it's a fairly new gas tank. There's no dents or dings in it. It's all straight, perfectly straight. It's got good mounting hardware, the straps, the bolts, everything that holds it up in place, all in excellent condition there. The trunk floor pan, from what we see here underneath, we'll also take a look when we look up inside the trunk here, but from underneath, all solid floors, no patching, no holes. Again, all solid trunk pans in this. We'll take a look at these floor pans too, because they're great looking underneath here too. Back here also, what we see will go from side to side on the car. As far as rubber goes on the car, BF Goodrich radial TA tires the whole way around, all four corners. All mounted on the 15-inch factory steel rally wheels with the beauty rings and the center caps also. Multi-leaf rear suspension back here. We've got a GM 12-bolt posi rear end, we've already, we've checked the date codes. It does have the code on the rear end there. And it looks like newer shocks up in the rear here also. From what we see here, the rear frame rails, those are in excellent shape, good, square, nice and straight. No signs that, anything's been bumped or anything like that on the car. Again, just real nice quality stuff underneath here. Dual exhaust on this car, all the way back from the long tube headers back to the MagnaFlow mufflers, and then up into the tailpipes that wrap up over top of the rear end housing, and then they exit out the rear of the car here just as they should. Again, that 12-bolt rear end posi unit there, so you'll put the power to the ground. Again, as far as driveline goes, the reason we mentioned that is because we've got a big block Chevy up there under the hood with the Turbo 400 automatic transmission. So the 12-bolt rear end completes that driveline real nice. All right, standing underneath the center of our 69 Z11 Pace car, we can take a look at some things a little better here, like the floors. The floors are all solid, no patching at all on these floors. They are in excellent condition. All the correct metal. You can see all the ribs all through the floors the whole way up through from back to the front, just as they should be. Also, on your convertible, you've got this little extra piece here, as far as like a cross member underneath here, just to kind of keep the car more solid underneath here. That's in excellent shape. It's just a bolted piece. You can see that the emergency brake cables are all hooked up with all the correct hardware. Both sides, you got the correct everything mounted up into the frame, the J-hooks, everything all complete. Frame rails, you can take a look at those and see how nice those are. Good square, they're not dented in or dinged up at all. They're good, all flat black paint. Underneath here, there's no undercoating except for maybe just a very small hint of some factory stuff here. Again, not very thick at all, so you can tell just how well this car was taken care of. Again, no patching whatsoever. Got the transmission cross member here, a new mount back here on the tail shaft of the transmission. You can see we've got this chrome fin B&M transmission pan on here just to give it a nice little flare underneath. And again, the fins help cool a little bit there too. This is a Turbo 400 automatic transmission. Again, they go with a little bit heavier duty transmission just for the simple fact that it is mounted up to a big block 396 cubic inch motor there too. The drive shaft all tucked up in here. You can see the exhaust, how nice and tight that's tucked in too. I mentioned already the MagnaFlow exhaust gives this car a real nice throaty sound whenever you have it running. You can also see your rocker panels here on this car. Excellent condition. You can see all the factory, like the little pinch welds and the little welds along the bottom. You can see where that was all assembled just as it should be. Again, there's no rot or rust to talk of on this car whatsoever. It's in excellent condition. If we walk a little further up towards the front here, we can take a look at some of our steering components here. You can see that most of that stuff is all new too. Some of your Zerk fittings, as far as your grease fittings go, some of those have these neat little covers on them to keep them protected, but you can tell everything up here was maintenanced on this car as it should be and in good condition. So your drag length, tie rods, all of that, your ball joints, the rubber dust boots are all intact to do exactly what they're designed to do, and that's to keep grease in and keep the dirt and grime out from those fittings, to keep everything in good shape. Ball joints at the control arms, your lower control arms, upper A arms, those are all in good shape. All of your cotter pins are all intact. As far as everything else goes, what we can also see up here again, the BF Goodrich radial tires, the 15-inch factory steel rally wheels, and again up front here we've got disc brakes on this car. So again, stopping power is good on this car with the disc brakes, power steering, power brakes. Okay, now we're here at the front end of the car underneath. So now we'll just talk about basically the front suspension on the car. It's all the factory stock steel stamp components. So lower control arms, upper A arms, all stock stuff. This car does have a front sway bar on it. And as far as the sway bar end links go, all the rubber bushings on the end links and up at the chassis mounts, those are all in good condition as well. Your front cross member that ties everything together up here, you can see that that's nice and straight, not bent up or dinged in. Nothing was ever hit with the underside of the car. So again, that's in good shape. All of your stamped steel components are in good shape up here. Probably stock springs on the car. Again, this is a big block car. So they've got a little bit probably heavier spring up front than what your small block cars would have typically. Again, we've already mentioned the disc brakes, the BF Goodrich rubber, and the rally wheels on the car. And like I said, big block motor. It's a date correct 396, 3¼ horse big block Chevy motor. So again, they've got the heavy duty automatic transmission and the 12-bolt rear for the drive line. So that makes everything real stout on this car, and you should not have any problems putting power down with this car. As far as anything else here that we can see really with this car, frame rails, you can tell that those are nice and straight, and then they have the front air dam added onto the car there too. So again, nice looking car. You can tell how well it was maintained underneath here. So what we'll do now is get it down off the lift. We're going to take you around the outside, the inside, the trunk, under the hood, just as we always do, and show you the rest of this very nice car. All right, John Oakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods again. We're now outside here with our nice Dover white and orange 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z11 Indianapolis pace car here. Again, it's finished off in the Dover white with the orange Z stripes. You also see it's got the orange pinstriping here, the Indianapolis pinstriping, pace car pinstripe graphics. This is an RSSS as well. So when we come around the front, you'll see the RS nose, the grille, and everything like that. For right now, we'll focus on the side. What we have here, we've got the 396 front fender emblems up front, and you also have the Camaro script with the SS emblems on the back side here of the front fenders. You can see we've got factory steel rally wheels here. These are painted wheels. They've got the beauty rings in the center caps and BF Goodrich rubber wrapped on all four corners. Now up front we've got 225/60 R15s, and then I'll go over the backs whenever we get back there. You can also see right from here, this has the 2-inch steel cowl induction hood. Again, those orange stripes up over that cowl. Now this has the bright wheel lip moldings on it also, front and rear the whole way around. You see it's got also the bright rocker panel molding here for the RS there. That's what they use back there. Goes from front fender all the way back to the back fender or back quarter panel. As we get to the door, you can see door fitment, the gaps on the front, gaps on the back, okay? And the elevations are all good on this car. All the bright work, again, on a convertible, you've got a little bit of extra bright work here, trim along the windshield. All the normal trim that should be there is all in place, all in good condition, polished up real nice. We've got the white convertible top here, and that's in good condition as well. As you look back to the sides of the top here, first off, you can see how nice and clean this is. So again, probably wasn't out in the elements too much and very well taken care of. And you can see that there's no, as far as the threads and so forth, there's no frays, no tears, no rips in this top. It is in A1 tip-top shape condition there. It's got driver's side mirror over here. Got, you know, the door handles are bright also. You've got the accent louvers back here on the rear quarter panel. Again, the bright wheel lip moldings back. Okay, around the back side now of our 69 Camaro Z11 pace car, you can see again, nice Dover white paint. You can actually see the back side now here of the convertible top and the window back here now. Some of these, some cars may have had some glass back here. The Camaros, though, they just had the plastic rear window in here. But you can see that that is in excellent shape on this car. Again, top must not have been used very much and very well maintained, because you can see that there's no wrinkles or anything in that window whatsoever. So excellent condition on that. The trunk lid, the fitment on that, you can look at the gaps the whole way around. You can look at the elevations also. All of that is good. Trunk fitment good. It's got the rear spoiler back here mounted to the trunk, just as it should be. Those orange rally or Z stripes on the trunk and on the spoiler, just as they should be. Now again, across the back here, you see the SS emblem back here. You see that nicely polished up chrome rear bumper, and again the correct rear lower valance down below with those RS backup lights cut in back here. So that is exactly as this car should have been. What we'll do now is go ahead and open this up. Take a look real quick inside the trunk. First thing you notice on the underside of the trunk lid here, that nice Dover white paint, again nice and shiny, just the same as what the exterior of the car is. Your weather stripping and seals the whole way around the trunk, excellent condition. Probably fairly new. You don't see any cracks, tears, or any chunks out of this. So sealing up from the elements will not be an issue with this car. You should have no leaks whatsoever. The trunk itself, it's all painted up inside. There's no patches in here. You can also see it's got the orange convertible top boot, or parade boot they'll sometimes call it. That is in here and does go with the car. Trunk's painted kind of like that gray and white trunk spatter paint in here. Again, nicely finished off inside. And again, being a convertible top, so you got some of your motors back here, and that is a power top too. So that's why you have the additional motors back here to help with the top up and down. So you see it's got the stickers underneath here too for your jack. You know, all the original decals as it should be. So we'll go ahead and close this up. It closes up real nice and solid there. The other thing is the bright trim around the bottom of that rear window there and top. That's in very good shape there, all polished up real nice. No rub marks, buff marks, scratches, anything like that. It's in really good condition. So we'll go ahead and bring us around the passenger side now. And we'll walk up to the front, and then after we're all done here up front, take a look at the motor, take a look at the interior of the car too, and then that should pretty much finish us up. Okay, now that we've made the transition to the passenger side here, we'll just walk up real quick on this side here. Again, everything's going to be the same as over on the driver's side. So again, on your rear quarter panels, the pinstriping back here over top of that rear wheel well, the the side marker bezels and lenses, those are in good shape. I failed to mention that on the other side, but they're all in excellent condition. The bright wheel lip moldings, the BF Goodrich radial TA tires, the 15-inch painted steel rally wheels, and again, those quarter panel accent louvers back here too. Those are all in excellent shape. Again, on this side of the convertible top, you can see how nice and bright and white that top is. So again, it was maintained and taken care of very well throughout its time. Again, you see no rips or tears or any fraying of any of the threads on this. Again, just a testament to how well it was taken care of. You can see the door gaps on the back side. You can see the door gaps on the front. And the elevations are very good on this car. It match up real well. So door fitment on both sides, really good. Now what I will do is I'm just going to crack our door open here just real briefly. We're going to go inside here a little bit later on and go more in depth with the interior. But as you can see on the insides of the doors, the door jamb areas, the threshold areas, the door sill plates, everything is in good shape. Door seals and weather strips, those are in good shape too. Even the little door jamb U-seals here are in excellent condition too. No rips, tears, chunks, anything. And you've got the little rubber bump stops both on the top side and on the bottom side of the door. From this angle too, obviously, you can see that orange upholstery here. You've got the orange on the door panels. You've got the orange upholstered seats. Now, again, these are kind of your combination, what they call your houndstooth interior, but the seats themselves, the upholstery, that's kind of partially vinyl, and then you've got the cloth inserts in them. So that's what gives you that houndstooth interior. All the seat belts are present. Again, this is the whole full deluxe interior, but again, we'll take a look at that more in depth as we get there. So as we go ahead and shut the door, you can see it closes up, nice good thud there, so it shuts nice and solid. We'll make our way to the front fender here. Again, the Camaro script and the SS emblems. You've got that bright RS molding down along the bottom of the rocker panel there. The bright wheel lip moldings, again those rally wheels, the BFG rubber, the beauty ring center caps in excellent shape. The 396 emblem up here on the front of the front fender. And again, you can see from this angle here, elevation on the hood is real nice, nice fitment on that too. So, all right, now we finally made it up to the front end of our 69 Camaro Z11 pace car. So we'll just kind of work at the top and work our way down. So obviously you see again 2-inch steel cowl induction hood. Now you get to see a real good shot of those orange stripes up over that cowl, just as they should be. Stripes are in nice condition too. Nice bright shiny orange paint. Again on top of that Dover white exterior. You see it does have the Camaro script emblem up here on the header panel too as well. Now as we work our way down to the front grille area here and headlights, obviously this is where you see the RS front end on the car now. So you got the hideaway headlights, and those have been converted over to electric. So again, all you got to do is pull that switch on and they'll open up. They function just as they should, and they function a lot nicer than the old style vacuum headlights. Whereas if anything ever happened that you maybe had a vacuum leak or maybe put a different cam in the motor, sometimes they wouldn't function as they should. Electric functions the way it should all the time. You got this nice black grill area down here too. You've got the SS emblem here right in the center of the grill. Nice bright shiny polished chrome bumper, and then if you notice down below, they did go ahead and they put that black front air dam on underneath to complete the package. What we'll go ahead and do now is we're going to open up this hood. We'll take a look at what's underneath. And let me just get in here. There we go. So as you see on the underside of the hood, they've elected to leave that all black underneath here. The black inner fenders, the black cowl area back there. Again, that's how that should all be. Now, you'll notice in here we do have a big block motor. The front fender emblems signify it's a 396, and that's exactly what this is. However, it is not the numbers match motor, but it is a date correct 1969 396 cubic inch 3¼ horse motor in this car. And you'll see it retains the factory style air cleaner here with the 396 emblems. You've got the chrome valve covers on here. You've got an Edelbrock Performer aluminum intake on this as well. Power brakes, power steering. That's got a chrome power steering reservoir on it. Stock style radiator, but it still retains the plastic fan shroud on there. Got a chrome alternator in there as well. The long tube headers to help it breathe a little better. And then as far as the carburetor goes, I believe that this has a Holley 4-barrel carburetor on it. Looks to be a dual feed also, so that more or less is a Holley. So yeah, it's got real good plug wires. They are Excel Super Stock 8mm plug wires. So again, fuel delivery through that Holley carb, and then you've got the firepower coming out the 8mm plug wires there as well. So again, it's going to breathe and it's going to feed the fuel very well. Looks to have an MSD distributor in it too. And if I just walk around here, I can maybe see the type of oil that it's got. Actually, it's an HEI distributor, so they've upgraded it. So you've got the electronic ignition in here, which is a nice touch. Again, it's more reliable than your point systems. So again, virtually maintenance free back here. So with that said, we're pretty much all done underneath the hood. Alright, here we are now sitting inside the seat. I'm over here in the passenger side, however I'd much rather be in the driver's seat driving this car. But we'll go over what all's in here, that way you have a good idea of what to expect if you end up purchasing this car. We have factory dash in here. Nice black padded dash, just as it would have been. The pad up here looks to be new. There's no cracks or tears in that dash pad. As far as gauges, factory instrumentation, so you've got a 120 mile an hour speedometer over there. You've got an in-dash tachometer. You also have the factory heater controls. Now if you notice across this dash, you've got the vents on either side. You've also got the vents right here in the center. So this was an Astro ventilation car, or still is an Astro ventilation car. You've got a sport style steering wheel here. And that is a tilt column too. So there's a nice feature for you. If you've got, some, for leg room and so forth, you can go ahead and raise or lower that steering column. Now they've also, a nice little touch, they've upgraded the radio in this car, but they did not modify the dash in any way. There's a company called Custom Auto Sound. They make retrofit radios that go right in the stock location with no modifications necessary. So that's what you have. It's a digital AM FM radio, and it does have the auxiliary outputs on it. So if you ever wanted to possibly put like an iPod to it or an MP3 player, you have the capability of doing that. Again, this is a full deluxe interior, so you've got the grab handles on the doors, got the grab handle right here above the glove box. You've got some wood grain trim here on the dash and on the center console, and that's again another feature, automatic center console here. You've got the horseshoe shifter, and this center console does have the gauge package on it as well. So you've got your battery gauge, your water temperature gauge, the fuel gauge, and the oil gauge all down here in your console cluster here also. So again, you've got gauges for everything that you would need. You won't have to guess at anything as to whether the car is running at proper temperature or oil pressure or anything like that. Sun visors are in excellent shape. Again, this convertible top on the underside, it's in excellent condition also. Again, the houndstooth interior, so you've got the orange with the orange inlet, the cloth inlets here. That's the houndstooth part. Black carpeting, you've got some nice black floor mats down here that have the RS embroidered in them, so that's a nice touch. All seat belts are present in this car too. So you've got all the front belts, and those are retractable lap belts, and you've got all the seat belts in the back as well. Again, power convertible top. So you have over on the dash there at the bottom, you've got the switch for that. All you got to do is push it up or push it down to raise and lower the top at the touch of a finger, basically. And that is really about it. So we've shown you the underside of the car, the exterior of the car, under the hood, inside the trunk, and now finishing off with the interior. So you've seen the whole car. If you have any other questions, anything at all that we can help you with, give us a call or shoot us an email. All of our contact information will be made available to you throughout the video and also on our website. So just feel free to give us a call, and we will help you in any way we can.